Welcome back everybody, and your typical bull here. Today we are going to go over how to create a powerful watch list, and I'm just going to show you how I go about doing mine. So first things first, if you're on Webull here, click on this little heart looking icon for your watch list tab, and right up here in the top right corner you'll see what looks like a little couple arrow things, and you click that, and then you just click this edit watch lists button, and you're going to create two watch lists, one short and one called long. And basically anything you're considering going long in will go on this long watch list, and anything you're considering going short in or buying puts on will go into this short watch list here. And to do that, you just click add a watch list, and you just type in short to create the short one, and long to create the long watch list, and then you just click the OK button and you're done here. So now you have your two watch lists, short, long, and I have this all-time watch list also. These are just things that I pretty much check almost on a daily basis, stocks that I really like to trade a lot, but for the specifics of this video you don't need that actually. And yeah, so that's all you're going to do here. And then up next, you're going to want to check your markets. And if you remember from past videos, of course, we created our market watch. And if you missed that, you can look at that in the description. I'll post a link up to it. So that's not going to want to, we're going to put that on a daily time frame. So what we're looking at here, everything on a daily time frame, basically all we're looking at is SPY, the QQQ, which is going to be your tech stocks, and the Dow Jones Industrial Average. And from the looks of things, you can see SPY here is in an uptrend on a shorter term time frame, and on the middle term 4-hour time frame here, SPY is also in an uptrend, right? And then we have, let me just go ahead and set this as group 4 here, and then I'll set this as group 4 also, so that we get news for our respective tickers here. Anyway, so yeah, what we're looking at is the overall trends of all of these markets, right? So SPY is up, QQQ is up, moving up. Dow Jones Industrial Average looks like it's fairly flat, but that's fine, honestly. So overall, I could say that the market's up, so we're going to be looking for longer term plays. Let's check the middle term trends for the QQQ. We can see here, in a middle term, QQQ is going up. All right, let's check the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Once again, middle term, the Dow Jones is pretty well flat, so that's fine also. So basically, we're going to be looking for mostly long plays because we want to trade with the markets, right? So now what we're going to do, we're going to go over here to FinViz. And me personally, I like to swing trade, so I update my watch lists on a more regular basis, right? I look at pretty much every day after market close. I'll check to see if any new plays are setting up, or if anything catches my eye, right? If you're a day trader, you're going to want to update this more regularly, right? You're going to want to update this, you know, within hours, right? Instead of, you know, once a day. If you're a long-term investor, you don't really need to update this except maybe, you know, once a week, once a month even. It just really all depends on the time frames that you want to hold things, right? And the setups that you're looking at. So if you guys have been watching some of my videos, you know that support and resistance breaks and support and resistance rejections are my favorite trades, right? And we went over my favorite scanners here in our last video, so I'm just going to use our SR long scanner here, and I'll just go over it real quick. We've got performance. We want it to be up for today. We want the volatility to be 5% because we want it to move. We don't want it to be in overbought conditions because we're looking for longs, so overbought conditions would, you know, signal people to sell that. And we're looking for a horizontal support and resistance level. And in our descriptive tab, the only thing we're using here is volume over 500,000, and I like to trade options, so I want to make sure that it has options available, right? and I'll just click on this Charts tab. If you notice here, we have 3 pages to look at, right? So, ABCL, I'm looking at this, it's been in a downtrend, and more recently it's trading in a range here, right? It's tested this area 1, 2, 3 times, and it does look like it is coming up. So I'm going to open a notepad here, and I'm going to type in longs, and I'm just going to type in this ticker name so I can go look at it in my actual charting software, ABCL. Right? So now we'll just go back and we'll look through the rest of these pages. I can tell by looking at this one that it's not really a good setup for a long. Same thing here. This looks like almost it's broken down, right? See, here's the support level. This looks like a breakdown, and then it's broken down from that level, so I don't like that. This is gapped way down. Don't like that. This is gapped way down. This could be a good capitulation play, but I don't like it for support. This is a possible, but this gap down is very concerning to me, so I'm going to pass on that one also. This could be finding some support off of a gap. Technology stocks are probably not doing very well in general today. There was some news that come out about some technologies. Good Lord, I'm sorry, I'm brain farting. There was some bad news for tech stocks that come out today. Yeah, I don't like that. This one also looks like it's approaching a resistance level, so no. This could be a good setup, right? We do have a fairly strong support at this level, right? Semiconductors. So let's go ahead and type that one in also. What's the ticker name? DQ. And I'm going to type in semiconductors because that's the industry sector that that's in. Semiconductor equipment and materials. So we're going to want to check a couple more things though also. Right. I need to go back and double check the sector for ABCL also. It's going to be a biotech. I'm not really fond of biotech companies just in general, but that setup does look decent. Right. So now we continue on. I don't like this. This looks like a breakdown. This one looks like we may have missed it. Actually, no, this is a decent setup. Energy, oil, and gas equipment. So FI, we'll type that in also to look at. So just typing in my sectors here. Right, okay, so 2. We've got 2 more pages to look at here. Don't like this. This looks like a good one. Farm and heavy construction machinery. HYFM. So we'll type that in also. I'm just writing down these sectors because remember, if you'll remember from some of our past stuff, we want to trade with the markets, right? So if these sectors are down, we're not going to want to mess with this. We're not going to want to add those to our watch list because we don't want to trade against the market, right? Well, things are not working currently. So these 2 look good. I like this. INVZ looks decent. Let me move this just a bit so that I can actually see the sector without. There we go. And then, oops. And this is auto parts. That's a good one. I like that. I don't necessarily like this, but we'll click on it just to see. Yeah, I don't like that one. And the reason I don't like that one is because there's a huge spike here and it's followed by a huge downtrend there. I don't like this one either for the same reason. I don't like this one either. It looks extremely volatile. Mara, and I know for a fact that Bitcoin has been really, really crazy these last few days. Same thing with all these. Lots of price gaps and overall downtrends, which would need to break. Same thing. Actually, no, this is maybe decent. That's an ETF. I don't want to mess with the ETFs. I don't like. Actually, I do like this because I've been watching Playboy for a while and looking for a decent entry to it, and I do like this quite a bit. So I am going to look at this. PLBY. Right, so let's continue on here. We've got a few more to look at. PLX. I don't like this. See, these don't look very good. This may be a possible. I don't like the huge gap down. No. All right, so we're done looking for our longs here. Now let's go ahead and look at shorts. We've got 5 pages here. I'm just going to scan through these rather quickly, just because. So this one looks pretty decent. This one looks really good. So we're going to type that in for short. It's a biotech. ABUS, healthcare, biotech. Right, so I like that. Biotech stocks are generally fairly volatile. Drug manufacturers, ACB, I like this one also because this is a very strong level. If you notice, it bounces here, 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 bounces here. There's some bouncing here. Yeah, there's a lot of rejections in this area, so I like this. So if these sectors are down, we may consider taking some short plays there. No, no, no. This does look like Head and Shoulders, but it's got a lot of gaps and it is currently sitting on a support level that it would need to break for it to come down. Don't like that. No, no, no. So I'm just scanning through looking for things that are sitting at levels and could possibly be making a setup. Now do keep in mind that these trades, just because you put them on your watch list, does not mean that you're going to be taking them. It doesn't mean that it's going to be a trade you take. You still need these setups to confirm. I like this, and the reason for it is because it is in a pretty solid channel down, as well as has a support that it's rejecting currently off of a support that it needs to cross back through in order to stop you out, right? So healthcare diagnostics, DMTK, let's write that down. A lot of these healthcare stocks are down. Right, so we'll write that one down. I'm just going to go through a couple more of these pages here because I don't want this video to be extremely long. This looks like it could possibly be a breakout trade. Like it fell below support here, and then it is crossed back up, and it could be retesting here. Ooh, this one looks really good. Another biotech stock in the healthcare sector. Yeah, I like this a lot. Very, very strong levels here. Notice it's rejected 1, 2, 3, 4, and then recently it's just gapped way down here, and now it's jumping back up to retest that levels, and it does look like it is rejecting. So that's definitely going on there. I do like that a lot. Right, all right. Okay, so I'm just going to scroll through these last ones really quick so I don't have to subject you guys to an extremely long video. I like this one. Another biotech. Right, so let's write that down also. Oops. Okay. Skip back to... Alright, 2 more pages here, and then we'll finish her up. Same thing here. STC looks good. Man, all of these healthcare stocks are not performing well. That's a huge rejection wick there. So STC, Smile Direct Club. Oh Lord. SDC. If you notice, there's almost all, I bet the healthcare sectors took a huge dump today. I don't like that. That's a huge movement. I'm going to look at it just for posterity's sake. Yeah, because you would have to target this pivot area here, and you wouldn't get a good risk to reward, so I don't like it. Okay. Right, okay, so now we're done. Now what we need to do is go back to our list here. We're going to click on this Groups tab, and what we're looking for is charts, right? Okay, so now we'll click on this. Our longs, we've got one biotech. Let's go find biotech from being healthcare. So healthcare is up, right? So most of these shorts are going to be pretty well invalidated right off the get-go, I think. So healthcare's up. What we're looking for, let's go ahead and click healthcare. Oh, sorry about that. Right, so sector, let's do biotechnology. Healthcare. We're looking for biotech. So biotech does look like it is making a recovery. It is trading above this 50-day SMA here, and it does look like it has, but it is sitting at a resistance level as well. So I do believe that I am going to keep the long biotechs and the short biotechs on my watch list just because it does look like it may turn. This is more of a flat range here as opposed to any kind of strong trending market, right? See, it's up, it's down, and hits this bottom, and it comes back up, and hits a bottom, comes back up. It's maybe topping again and moving down, so I'm going to keep the shorts and the longs on this list, right? Okay, so let's look at semiconductors and farm and heavy construction technology. So semiconductors are doing well, so that's a good for the watch list. And Sorry. Now let's go to industrials. Where is it? Industrials. Let's look for farm and heavy equipment. There it is. And this isn't a downtrend, so obviously I'm going to remove that from my watch list. It just took a huge dip here. So let's take that off of the list because I don't want to trade against a market that is dropping, right? All right, what else we got here? Consumers. All right, let's go look at a couple of these. So we've got auto parts. Overall, in an uptrend, more recently kind of flat, could have possibly just broken this level here and retested and about to move back up. So let's leave that on there. And then we've got leisure here. Definitely doing extremely well. So that's going to be one that I'm watching quite closely for next week is that Playboy. I think that's pretty well covered all of our sectors here. We looked at biotechs. We need to look at medical devices and diagnostics. So let's go back to healthcare just really quickly. Right, medical devices is below its 50-day moving average, and it could possibly reject. So that could be a good short. And then we're going to look at finally diagnostics, healthcare diagnostics. Oh, specialty and generic. This looks relatively flat, so we'll keep that on our list in case it rejects off of this resistance level here and does move back lower with the rest of the sector. And medical devices is up, right? But yeah, once again, it could reject off of this 50-day and move down. Okay, so right now we've got our list. We've checked all of our sectors, we've checked our markets. So now all that we need to do is click on stocks here, and we'll type all of these tickers into our little search bar here, right? ABCL. And we will just add that to our long watch list by right-clicking on the chart, clicking long, and we can go ahead and mark this level that we're looking for our bounce off of, right? So that'd be here. And then we can mark a level that we would be comfortable targeting, which would be around here, right? So is that a good RR? So about 25 to 33, that'd be a great risk to reward. Our indicators do look like they're showing some momentum. If you notice here, the MACD's up, the RSI is moving up, and the stochastic is relatively flat, but it does look like recently it is moving up. So let's keep that on there. And then DQ. Remember, we have to wait for confirmations for these trades, right? So we want to make sure that they are moving up and not that we assume that they're going to move up, right? So that looks like a pretty decent level, and if we mark that with a rectangle, it would look more like this. Right. So that's pretty well what that would look like there. So, and then our targets would be roughly here. That's a pretty good risk to reward ratio from here to here, right? So we'll add that to our watch list as well, long. Now we've got FI. Here's the support level we were looking at. That's a really strong support level, and it is retesting that level. Our targets, that we may have actually missed this trade here already, but it is possible that we could still see some nice upward movement to around 387-ish, and we could probably put our stops just a penny or so below. So we're going to keep that on the watch list. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to delete that one. Just in case here. And that's a long list. INVZ. Right, so here's the recent levels that we were looking at. The issue with this is that we really need this level here to be broken before we can actually confirm that move. So it's a good place to watch. So we'll just put that on watch, right? And if it doesn't play out, it doesn't play out. And then PLBY, of course, Playboy. I've been watching this for a while. So here's the level we were looking for, just roughly there. Does look like a bullish pin bar, so what we would want to look for, obviously, is this to continue up, because it does look like currently that our indicators are in a downtrend, right? So we want a confirmation of that move, and then we could target probably this area here, right? It stops right around in this area. And that's going to do it for our long watch list. And then we'll just go ahead and look at our ABUS. I'm just going to go ahead and just add all of these to the short watch list because we'll just go over a couple of them. Right, so here's this support level here, or the resistance level, I'm sorry. Bounce, bounce, bounce. Rejections, rejections. Tested as support again, right? So that's pretty good trade. ACB. Whoa, wrong ticker. That's Aurora Cannabis. I was actually in this recently. So this is the level we were looking at. Bounce here, roughly around in this area. Right, and then our targets would be roughly here, so that we could get a good, decent risk to reward ratio for that. DMTK. Mark our resistance levels. Targets would be roughly here. Decent. This one probably, yep. Looks like it's showing some momentum, but it could be moving down. Overall, it is moving down, right? Obviously, we're going to be leaning towards the long side as the markets are up, but we can still have these shorts on our watch list. Yeah, it's a very strong level. It's pivoted here several times. We are showing strength currently, but we could possibly double top on our indicators here and reject back down. PHAS. Let's mark our levels here. Right around there. This looks like it could be a possible stop hunt setup, right? Like here, or a false breakout, even if you will, right? See, here's the support, or it used to be support. It was support here, 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 and here, and then it falls below that and it tries to break back above it, right? So people who were trading these breakouts and got in early very likely had their stops around in this area here, which would be filled, stopped out, which would increase the selling pressure. And it does look like we are showing some downward momentum long term on our indicators, and possibly some movement down, right? These are hooking down, so we'll add that also. And then we've got SDC, Smile Direct Club. That's not, there it is, right? Once again, mark our levels here. So this one's a little more confusing, right? See, here's a range. This is a pretty strong support resistance level here, pretty strong support level, but also this is a pretty strong level also, right? So this could bounce here, but that's a really bearish candlestick pattern, right? That's a huge wick. So we'll go ahead and add that to our short watch list just to keep it on watch if it does continue lower. We could target either this area here with stops probably around here or this area here, right? All right, and that is our watch lists. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on our short, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on our long, right? And now in a couple of days, we can check again, like after the market's open, and add more things to this. Like this is a very dynamic thing. This changes on, a daily basis, right? As setups happen and occur. And anyway, yeah, this is how I create my watch lists, and I hope it helps you guys to create your own. Please remember to like, subscribe, and comment, and we will see you in the next one. Cheers.